this podcast, Brooker and I, we are requesting that you guys get in touch with us. We want to know why you guys listen to us and what you do. So reach out to us on like either the Mike and Brooker Show Instagram or mine, Aquadango. I mean, I could tell you to reach out to A Brooker on what's your Instagram?
I don't even know, mate. I think _Brooker.
So your best bet is probably the Mike and Brooker Show. I think it's at Mike and Brooker on Instagram. Reach out to us, DM us, and tell us why you listen to us and what you actually do for a living.
Yeah.
Or, you know, that way we know how to better serve you with this podcast.
We ain't got a Scooby. We don't know who our friends contact us, but we don't know if anyone else listens to us that we don't actually physically know. But we don't know that many people that actually, in terms of the hundreds that are listening, I'm sure that we don't know everybody.
And if you don't have Instagram, what's our email? mikeandbrooker@gmail.com, right?
Yeah, mikeandbrooker@gmail.com.
So shoot us an email as well. We want to know. I know we have coaches that listen to us. And if you're a coach and you're hearing this, DM us and say, yeah, I'm a coach and I want to hear more coaching shit. Stop talking about the regular bullshit. Like whatever. Give us a direction that you want us to go in, because right now, Brooke and I just do whatever the fuck we want. Like if we find it interesting, we talk about it. And essentially this is some kind of documentation of our conversations and conversations that we have with people that we think are pretty cool. So tell us where to go.
Yep. You know, so many people are so worried about showing what they do. Who out of like the game really show what they do with stuff? Not many. Not many. And like some guys, you hear him say like, oh, you share everything that you know, just put it all out there, just keep putting it out there. That might be a way to go about it.
The other thing that I think about is you and I both have like a duty to put out products. Yes. Because what we do is actually, I don't want to say actually beneficial, but everyone's claiming to have this resume. Everyone's essentially claiming to have our resume. Right. Or they're at least masquerading as if they have it. They may not be claiming it, but like they're pretending as if like they're the type of people that have this shit. And we actually have it and we actually do it. Right. So one of the reasons I think we should put out products is because people need to see how it's actually done the right way, or at least how people actually train professional athletes.
Right.
None of this fucking, balancing on Bosu ball fucking shit with, duct tape over your fucking mouth, wearing a Bane mask on fucking ladders with bands and chains and shit.
Right.
So like we are morally obligated, in my opinion, to put out a product.
Yeah.
And to become more well-known with the podcast and with our systems, because our goal is to not hurt people and to improve performance in real ways. Whereas other people, like they just, I don't want to say other people suck, but there's fucking frauds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you really delve into it, it's almost selfish, because if you've got something that can maybe help someone out and you're not sharing it, it is basically selfish. And the only reason, and also I know this through that whole creative process of writing these audios, is like the only thing that can stop me doing it is because of myself. That is basically it. And it doesn't even matter if it's even that good or not, but you put it out there because if it can help one person, okay, well, that's already a bit of good, and then maybe in that process, it takes a whole other life of its own. And then you get guided from what you hear from other people. So, I mean, we can definitely get, let's say, 10 different people each to give us honest feedback on something we put out. That's already a good start. I was thinking too about different things. I mean, let's say, for example, if we take like the Eldoras, right? Eldora stretches. Now, first of all, you could make your own series of positions like that if you wanted to. And second of all, you've got the Eldoras. Let's just say that you created the Eldoras, right? But then we could say, okay, yeah, you can do the Eldoras like this. But you know what would actually enhance the experience of people doing it so that they get better results would be is if they had a video that they watch with commentary on it, or just the audio of it being like, right, say, for example, the small globe, right? And you're saying to them, right, you're only going to breathe through your nose. And as you inhale, you're going to really try to create as much tension as you can in your upper back. And then as you exhale, you're going to stretch your fingers out even more and drive the palms of your hands up to the sky. Right, now take another deep breath in, maximize the tension, and exhale and reach up even more. Now you've taken and that's what I think, if we're going to do one thing first, we could do that really easily, because that's sort of the things that we're doing. You know, it's just, you take what you're already doing, but you make it better. Or say, for example, the banded stretches. I told you this. I took the banded stretches, and then what I do is I get people to do box breathing during it. I've got audios where it's like different tones. So the tone is 4 seconds for them to breathe in. There's a different tone where they hold the breath. There's a different tone when they exhale. And as they exhale, they're instructed, go into it. So as you're exhaling and you're creating the tension, let the band go with the band. And then you hold the breath again with another tone. So all they're doing, it's just so that they don't even have to think about what they're doing. That you can already make that banded stretch potentially 10 times more effective because someone's doing it properly rather than just assuming that they know what to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's worth, what is that worth? $9.99?
Well, to be honest with you, my thought process on things was, if you find something that you're going to use every day for a year, or for years, not every day, but you're going to use it for years, it's worth paying $1,000 for. Like, I would go to seminars and learn one thing.
Right.
Worth every penny. Pay $1,000 to go to a seminar.
Right.
$1,000 for the seminar, $300 for the fucking weeks, whatever.
Right.
When I went to CVAPs, where Cal Dietz spoke, Val Nasedkin, Natalia Veroshansky, Michael Robertson, right? Like I heard, and Landon Evans went there too. I heard all these fucking great people speak, and I generated one relationship from that.
Right.
And that was Cal.
Right.
Right. Like I learned, I didn't learn anything from Cal at that seminar, but I learned who Cal was. I didn't know who the fuck Cal was until that seminar.
Right.
Read his stuff. Life-changing.
Right.
Right. Like what I experienced with him is now all my interns fucking read triphasic training. So like, even if it just opens the door, you could charge $1,000 for fucking something, as long as it opens a door for someone, right? If a door opens for you, it's worth every fucking penny,
right?
Because it's not one thing, it's everything. I was listening to this one, and it's weird, but this one pastor this morning, where he was talking about the effect that one pastor from 1850 had on the entire world.
Right.
That pastor gave a sermon that spoke to this guy who ended up being saved by Christ, and he gave a sermon that spoke to another guy that spoke to another guy that spoke to one person who ended up exposing 2.2 billion people to Christ.
Right.
So in essence, that one thing had this huge butterfly effect on so many other fucking things. So if you could have that big ass butterfly effect for $1,000, fucking, you could charge whatever the hell you want for things, as long as they get something out of it.
For sure. Who was the pastor? Just out of interest, see if I know. He's
a you don't know him. He's down in Jacksonville. It's Church of 1122. His name is Joby Martin.
Okay. Well, because I thought you were going to mention Norman Vincent Peale, the guy that wrote The Power of Positive Thinking, because in his sermons, guys like Donald...
He's a pastor?
I think he was a pastor because in his sermons, that was where like Trump was going, and a bunch of other very interesting people then become really experts at persuasion and stuff like that. So, and his book is, I mean, fuck, dude, went all over the place, you know. But man, look, the truth is, we ain't the smartest fucking guys in the world. We're not the smartest guys in the world, but we learn, and we learn pretty quick, I think. I think we learn pretty damn quick. And we're not talking about doing something like, let's say, for example, if we pick anything that we once thought was hard, but then when we did it, we were like, actually, it wasn't that hard. That's actually pretty easy. Now I think about it. It's not like we're trying to go to Mars. Now that's hard because it's never been done before. And there's got to be a bunch of errors and mistakes to be done. Do you know what I mean? But what we want to do, I mean, okay, there might be, in terms of the creativity aspect, it might not have been done before, but it's also hard, man, because almost everything under the sun has been done before. It's just repackaged, apart from those real pioneers like, say, Musk, for example. You know what I mean? And once we do it, I'm pretty sure we'd look back and be like, actually, that really wasn't that hard because I did it. If it was that hard, I wouldn't have done it.
So the one of the reasons why I have such an issue with creating product is because, just like you said, I'm not creating anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like none of this is my own. Like right. I just rip people off.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why I was like, I'm not gonna write this shit. I remember when I wrote that my part for the speed manual.
Right.
For the DeFranco speed manual. James had reached out to me. He goes, just so you know, this is my work.
Yeah, I remember you saying, yeah.
I was like, it's what? I was like, dude, he said, yeah, it's from my high-low manual. I was like, James, I have not bought your high-low manual. You wouldn't sell it to me. He goes, what? I was like, yeah, I asked to buy your high-low manual. You wouldn't give it to me. You said it was out of date. He goes, really? I said, yeah. He said, Mike, this is almost verbatim my work. I said, James, I swear to God, but I mean, I'll change it and I'll take it out, whatever the hell you want me to do. So I changed some stuff, but I didn't right. rip him off, but right. I ended up ripping him off somehow.
Right.
That was all stuff that I got from Charlie Francis.
Right.
So, essentially he ripped off Charlie Francis, right? So, but that's all we're doing. We're just repackaging and we're reselling shit.
Right. What's that name of that famous book? It's like Steal Like an Artist or something like that. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
And it's the same kind of concept. It's like, even like the words that we speak, someone spoke them, or we're, maybe not in the same sentence in an exact same structure, but they've said it more or less the same thing, Don't you think, like within every single message, it's just repackaged and put out. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Well, look at fucking religion. What's the religion? The transcendental ideal. Do unto the golden rule. Do unto others as you want done to you. Right. That's every fucking religion.
Right. Right. It's all repackaged. So yeah, man. But in terms of like the creativity part, I'm reading a great book. It's called from Rollo May. It's called what is it? The courage to create. And in this book, it's all about how, throughout time, the poets and the artists have been really the rebel shakers, and as part of that whole creativity process is the psychological journey that you go through, because basically you're going against cultural norms and different things like this. And like the way the creative process works is you have to be absolute professional, diligent at it every single day, and then you get these odd breakthroughs that come from God knows where, right? And then that changes the whole field. But you see this throughout everything, from physics and et cetera. Maybe you're at a point now though where you've learned enough from all these other different people that you can start trying to create something that is slightly different, but that you might find aspects of it somewhere else, but it doesn't mean it's not valuable, because at the end of the day, what's the purpose of it? To provide value to one person? I mean, imagine, bro, if I say even the guys that write all these self-help books and they all say the same shit. But as we said before, I don't know if I like that guy. He might say a message and we don't bother listening to it, But another guy that we do like, or we are gravitated to, might say the exact same fucking thing, and we take from it, and we're like, actually, I quite like that, even though they've said the same thing. But I don't care if it's his words or someone else's, to be honest. I don't care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still about the value.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know. I'm just so fucking conflicted with a lot of this stuff. Because I remember my Ultimate Bench program.
Yeah.
I had the GPP program. I
Yeah.
had the Ultimate Bench program. I think I had something else. I forget what else. But I mean, those were all original pieces, but essentially they're ideas ripped off from other people.
Right.
That I came up with the product from.
Right.
So I had no problem selling then, but like now that I know more, I'm like, I don't know. But then you look at what the fuck was Amazon? Amazon was eBay.
Right. Right.
They just did it better. What was Netflix? What was Netflix? It was Blockbuster.
Fucking Blockbuster online.
Bro.
Right. And it's only our own ego. That's literally it. That is literally it. That is literally it. Bro, I was like the thoughts that have gone through my mind doing those audios. It's like
fraud.
Every possible fucking excuse or bit of resistance that you can imagine has come up and gone through me on a fucking near daily basis. But still, it don't matter. Put it out and see what ends up happening from it. Just see what happens. I mean, it might, even if it's like, I genuinely believe this. If I look back over life, there have been like certain people, one person, and by who knows why or how, sometimes it's been me really forcing it, sometimes it's been coincidence, but certain people have changed my life completely. I'm sure you would say the same too, right? So if it means that there's a chance of, by putting out like genuine, or like, I hate the word authentic, but like really you putting it out there, and if it might open up the idea to making one connection, I mean, one person could change your life. So that for me is when then all the arguments disappear about, oh, but it's not completely like this. I mean, you don't have to say that you're the one that created it all. You can also be like, look, I just took a bunch of different random things, put them all together, and bang, here you go. You know? And that's going to be also my idea, how I even explain the process of what I'm doing. I really want to be like, look, I have no idea if this is effective or not. I've been testing it out with some people now for a couple of years. Some people get great results, other people get average results, and some people, it's not their thing. But I'm not looking for those people. I'm looking for the people that are willing to try it out and work, and the people that it's definitely their thing out. Now, all I need is feedback, and please give it to me as honest as you can. And let's just see what it's all about. If any, I mean, also with all of the product that I would ever put out, I told this to a buddy of mine. He's releasing hockey summer training programs. And I said, if you feel so bad about selling something, why don't you do it like this? Create a program and then have like an opportunity for people to get a refund. If you do a case study for me, you do this assessment at the beginning, something basic. Maybe you keep a journal or not. Maybe you do a couple videos in different weeks or not. I mean, it doesn't even matter. And then you do another report at the end, regardless of if it's positive or negative or whatever. If you can send me that so that I know the effectiveness of my own program, I'll give you the opportunity to get all your money back. Because if it's a good product, and then you get that as a testimonial, and you have 100 case studies that show that this is good. And even if you've given, it won't be every person wants their money back. Because if you've done a good thing, I mean, how many times have you had friends that have a product, they say, I'll give it to you for free. And you're like, no fucking way. I'm paying you because you're my buddy, or I'm paying you because it's good. Like, I don't want my money back. I'm happy to give it. Then that does the whole marketing thing for you. You know what I mean? And I think that would be the same with anything that I would release. Opportunity, I don't need to rip people off.
Yeah.
But that's me, and I don't even think it's bad if people do rip people. I don't even get involved in that whole idea. It don't matter to me. It doesn't matter.
It aggravates me so much. from like a stealing content standpoint, as well as like people that are just fucking thieves. But I also think some aspects of people being thieves are funny. Like one of my guys was telling me how his friend started an OnlyFans page, and it's like a $9.99 subscription a month. And the guy's like, he's a good-looking NFL dude. I think he's a professional athlete. I forget what it is, but it's just him sitting there like this, like, got you, bitch. And someone paid like $9.99 to say. I think he said he like got 100 people to pay for it or some shit like that.
Bro, there's people online that buy shit, feces of people.
Dude, how about the people buying bathwater from that fucking chick? Do you remember that?
No, but I don't know. But I know that they buy fucking dirty underwear and fucking anything, even a tissue paper that someone's kissed, they buy. So
there's a market for anything,
bro. Anything, and it's just about being part of the game, right? But it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. Or you don't, but then you don't concern yourself with it. I do. How many times have we had these conversations over the years? So for me, I'm at the point where, if I could just forget about it, I would. I would love to, but if I can't, then they must just put it out and then just have a look. But it don't need to define. And also, one thing's for sure is if you keep trying, you get better at everything. So if there's some kind of traction, great. And all of the good entrepreneurial businesses, they all say, you got to try 10 times because you failed 9 or whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, it don't matter. You just got to do something. You got to do something. If you've got the urge to do it, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Because I think half of people's stress is just it's inaction. It's not doing the things that you know that you really want to do or you should do. So that's it. That's my. So,
in other news, I ran an entire mile undisrupted.
Wow.
I told you I did that already, though. Like I did like a 7:23 mile or a 7:22 mile.
Yep.
Well, yesterday I ran an entire mile undisrupted while having a conversation. I was on the phone the whole fucking time with Tradow.
There you go.
But I mean, it was like a 9-something mile, but I wasn't even out of breath. It was cake. It was so great. I was so happy. Where are you with your marathon shit right now?
I haven't done another marathon since the one I did. I've just been, it's weird. The weather took a big turn, so I've been doing a lot more stuff indoors.
What do you mean? Took a turn for hot or cold?
Oh, dog shit. Chucking it down, cold, rain, and I'm too big of a pussy to be on that road bike in the mountains when it's raining and thunderstorming. That was another part of life for me to be risking shit like that. I don't really want to be doing that. But anyway, I told you that it got delayed until September.
Yeah.
So I still go for the original date, even if it's me, but on my J's, and I'll do it. No matter, just give it a good shot, and then just use the extra time just to get better anyway. And it would be nice because from Monday on, my nice training schedule that I've been having for the last few months is it's not going to be possible anymore with so much work. So, I mean, I'll still be training every day, and most of the time twice a day, but it won't be. I don't have the luxury of just being able to go for 5 hours, more or less, like 4 times a week to go and train. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's incredible that you train for that long.
Yeah,
you would train for 5 hours straight.
Oh yeah, dude, I have done. Yeah.
Dude, I can't lift weights for an hour straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I running, I think the longest I've ever run for was 20 minutes.
Right.
5 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean, I did 7 hours on the bike and my neck was just fucked up. But you got to think, I've got to get myself ready because I think the cutoff, and I probably really should know this, but the cutoff for the Ironman is like 17 hours. Right? So
17 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the cutoff time. I mean, some guys do it in flipping 8 hours and shit. But I mean, I'm not even trying to do it. I don't care. I just want to get it done.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So, but bro, but again, that sounds like, wow, that sounds like a lot. But then you start looking into the world of like extreme endurance and stuff. And I mean, it's
the guy's running 100 miles.
It's pussycat. Yeah. 100 miles, or even like, you know, guys like Ross Edgley, fucking swimming around the UK, 6 months, 6 hours on, 6 hours off every day for 6 months to go around the UK, swimming in fucking freezing cold water, getting stung by jellyfish. You know, I mean, that's serious. Or like the old, you know, Arctic explorers, you know. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's not too big of a deal.
Dude, you really inspired me to want to do that shit though. Like, I don't know if I want to do a fucking Ironman, but I definitely want to try to run long distance for a long period of time at some point. Like running that 9-10 minute mile, I think I could have done that for a while.
Right.
I think I could have kept that pace for a while, like just as long as I'm just trudging along. So, I mean, that's 260 minutes. What's 260 minutes? No, that's not right. What's 10 minutes times 26? 260 minutes, right? 10 times 26 divided by 60. That's a 4-hour marathon, 4.3 hour marathon.
Right.
What do you run your marathon in? Were you like 3 hours?
No. It was just less than 4 hours. It was like 350 something. But like I said, I did it on a curve. And that was, I don't know if it's how it will compare on.
So you're right there with ground. Me. We're pretty similar. I mean, yeah. I'm obviously not doing it for 26 fucking miles, but you're just trudging along. Like this isn't like
I train it. I try to train it, and you know, so everybody was like, "What are you doing? You need to be doing like heart rate zones and no." And I was like, "Look, I got 2 tempos: cruising or like savage mode. And I need to just cruise, right? I need to get through the fucking thing. Honest to God, I don't even care if it takes me 26 hours to do it. I just said I want to do the Ironman. I know like the official cutoff is 17 hours. I think I'm going to do it in under that. But even if it gets to like 17 hours and I'm not done, I'm not going to stop. Right? I'm not going to be like, oh, I didn't complete. You know, I'm not doing that. So I'll keep going until it's done. So, or unless I can't actually finish it. So for me, it's like learning about where's my cruise pace, because what happens if my watch malfunctions on the day of the race? What happens if, you know, all of these other things, when I think that you can really come to a good intuitive place where you can just really start feeling your body.
Yeah.
So when I do high intensity stuff, I try to go savage. And then when I do cruising stuff, I'm really talking about cruising. Half the time I'll jump on the phone. I'll be on the phone with clients. I might be listening to a book. I might be doing whatever. It doesn't matter, because if I just keep on going, your natural cruise pace also changes, right? Because of you getting you're adapting to everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
So for me, I just try not to make it complicated.
Well,
and so many people I know, they end up by the day of competition, they're crippled because they've been doing these ridiculous trainings in the fear that I need to be able to do this because what are people going to think of me if I don't complete it? Whereas I don't give a shit, because I come to the conclusion in my head is I either complete it or I don't. And if I don't complete it, it's genuinely because no matter what, I'll never be able to say I didn't really, really try hard. I didn't quit on myself. It's just that I just couldn't do it. My body just couldn't do it.
Remember we used to do a lot of heart rate training with the heart rates, with the heart rate monitors.
Yeah.
Essentially, you just learn where your heart rate is.
Right.
So you already know your cruise is whatever that cardiac output zone is.
It's going to be in like zone 2. I mean, when you can have a conversation, when you can really still be going through your nose the whole time, you know, then you're good as gold. There is one thing that I wanna try before I do it. Maybe I shouldn't announce it like this, because then I'm probably gonna have to do it. It's probably a silly thing for me to do now. But I remember hearing about in ancient Greece, they used to get guys running long distances with a mouthful of water, right? And you start thinking about that. That's actually quite interesting, because what does that mean if you can't open your mouth? It means you've got to breathe through your nose, right? So I thought, what an absolute mammoth of a fucking challenge if you could try and do a marathon with a mouth, you know. I mean, I think the water would dissolve by, you know, there's no way you could be able to hold anything in your mouth for that long. But I thought, I don't know. That was something that popped up into my head. I don't know if I can do that, though.
No, you can't do that.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't even know if I want to try doing it.
4 hours without fucking swallowing? That ain't happening.
There were guys that were doing, I think if I remember correctly, they were running interval laps, racing each other, and then spitting back the water into a jug, and it was whoever had the most amount of water in. So, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. So a lot of nose breathing has been good, man. Like in that sort of really steady zone too. Like you can have a conversation, you're just sort of in the complete flow of things and trying to go through your nose for as long as possible. I feel like my body feels like that's really, really good. A good thing to be doing. And then when you open your mouth, it's like your mouth is like fucking, you could swallow a watermelon. It's like you're inhaling air like nothing else. So.
Yeah, when I'm running, when I was doing the mile run where I was pushing myself, I wanted to see how fast I could fucking do it. I should have warmed up better because I think if my heart rate was adjusted properly to me actually doing cardio, there wouldn't have been that early spike. But I mean, I couldn't breathe through my fucking nose.
Right.
When I did that 7:23 mile, I could not fucking breathe through my nose. Absolutely not.
Right.
There's just however the fuck I could get.
You're breathing
air
through your arsehole, through your ears. You're breathing in anyway. Yeah, sure.
But when I was doing that 10-minute pace, 9 or 10-minute pace, I was just chilling. Dude, I really want to get good at it. I want to get a fucking decent cardiovascular system because I'm just fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it make a big difference. I feel good on it. I feel really good. Doing much more cardio has had a big impact on me. I really like it. It's even something I look forward to in the mornings. It makes me feel good for the rest of the day. And then also going like low to no carb. It's been really good too. That's been really, really good.
Low to no carb, huh?
Yeah.
You just feel better.
Feels so much better, man. And incredible the body change that happens too.
What's your source?
What do you mean? I mean, I
carbs. When you eat carbs,
then some fruits.
Yeah.
I want to keep it basic too, man. I eat loads of meat. Still, I'm eating most of the time. I'd say majority of the time, 2 meals a day. I'll do always cardio fasted, always. And then
do you have any like amino acids or anything like that?
Nah, none of that. No supplements. No, none of that. I take some vitamin D. Take some arginine.
You'll take that before you run?
Yeah, I take it in the morning. Yeah.
That's a vasodilator.
Yeah, it's vasodilator, exactly. Yeah.
Do you take citrulline as well?
No, I take also NAC. Oh, that's citrulline, isn't it? NAC, I think.
I don't know. Let me see.
I think so. And I'm trying to think. And some fish oil, vitamin D. Yeah. And then, I don't know, usually I do. Have you got it?
I'm looking it up right now.
No,
that's cysteine.
N-acetylcysteine. Right. Yeah, see, I don't even know what it is. I just one of my buddies was like, you should take some of this. This will be good for you. Support your cardiovascular system. I said, all right, I trust you. So yeah, food wise, I don't know. Unlimited meat, fish, fowl, eggs. I eat a lot of eggs, a lot of veggies, salads, some fruits, nuts, some seeds, no grains, no, none of that.
Seeds, huh?
Some seed, like I have the I like this kind of sort of yogurt bowl, and Cole puts some seed, different seed. I don't even know what fucking seeds they are. She put some seeds.
What, like the chia seeds?
Yeah, I don't know. Something that adds some sort of consistency with the fruit. Not too much. Not too much. So yeah, mate. Basics, bro. Basics. So, but I still, you know, who I stumbled across. You know the guy who popularized the carnival. What's his name? Dr. Baker guy.
Yeah.
Sean Baker. Man, he's a fucking savage, bro.
He's a legend.
I love him.
His Instagram cracks me up.
Yeah, and I mean, what a savage, man. What is he's like mid-50s, and he's in incredible shape. So, and there's like videos of him eating like 4 pounds of fucking tri-tip, you know, eat 1 meal a day. Just so much meat. So, but it's crazy though. I mean, if you think about what advice you get given via media, via doctors, in terms of, you know, diet and stuff, it's almost as if they're trying to tell you the wrong thing. They tell you like almost the complete opposite.
Dude,
it's just a lack of knowledge and information. That's all.
That's what I was just gonna say. We don't know anything.
Right. We don't know.
Bro, when I was in school, people would talk about diets and stuff. I'd be like, there's zero. We had vegans in our school, so you guys are morons.
Right.
You guys are morons. You're doing this. Why? Why are you doing this? Oh, because it's healthier, right? Says who?
Right.
Says fucking who. If you eat meat, you're 20%. The research is suggesting that you're 20% more likely to have a myocardial infarction. Okay.
Right.
If you're a vegan, guess what? You're 20% more likely to have a fucking stroke.
Right. Right. Yeah. And shitty hormones and all sort of brittle bones. That, you know what's funny? I saw one of the thing that I saw from Dr. Baker. He had a picture of a UFC fighter that had psoriasis real bad, and how the psoriasis improved with diet. And on the caption, it was like, my dermatologist said that diet doesn't impact psoriasis, or he saw 2 different dermatologists or something. And I've got a friend of mine here that suffers from bad psoriasis. And I remember telling him before about, I had heard that the carnival was good. And he was like, no, it can't, that's like bad. That's the exact, shouldn't be eating meat at all because it makes it worse. And, you know, it's crazy, man. It's really, you got to take your health into your own hands, bro. Just like I think everything, money, your own education, everything's got to be in your own fucking hands, bro. That's my school of thought.
I'm with you. I'm fucking with you. I don't know. I have no idea what to do. I have no and even with blood markers,
right?
I don't even know what blood markers are good.
Right.
What are right? What are wrong? What, you know, like I have no idea.
Right.
And even what's consistent, right? They say, well, if you start losing weight, there's going to be more fat in your blood. So you're going to have a worse lipid profile. So like, you can't fucking win.
Right.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with this whole carnivore diet, I mean, they used to say that you'd get scurvy, right? If you don't eat from the old guys on the ships. If you're not eating fresh fruit and vegetables, you end up fucked up.
Unless you eat liver. If you have the liver, you're fine.
Right.
But Baker doesn't even eat liver.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like he's just eating fucking steaks.
He just eats ground beef and steaks.
Right.
That's all the motherfucker eats.
Right. Right. And I mean, when you're 55 years old
and you're looking
like that, and you're breaking multiple world records in all sorts of different things.
He's breaking
and
world
he's
records?
A smart dude. Yeah, he's done like different rowing challenges and different stuff like that, you know. And he's a smart guy. I mean, you know, you're not an idiot if you're going through medical school. You know, I'm not saying you're a fucking genius either, but you ain't an idiot. So, but bro, I don't know, man. I don't even know what I don't know. So that makes me always very careful with things. I got strong opinions loosely held, bro. I'm ready to be updated on more or less anything, but yeah, bro. I don't know.
Let's end this shit here.
Sure.